Weren't they great? Okay, you can give them a hand. This is like audience participation. That was Mariachi Monumental. All right, I'm gonna get it right. And Netzahual Coyotl. Ballet Folklorico Netzahual Coyotl. So please give them a hand again. I'm John Joya, and I have the honor of being the chair of the Board of Supervisors this year, and want to welcome you to, on behalf of our board, to our 29th annual Cesar Chavez Commemorative Celebration. What we also do at this event, really in the legacy and inspiration of Cesar Chavez, is to recognize amazing youth leaders from around Contra Costa County. And I guarantee you, you will walk out of the chambers today feeling inspired by all the wonderful work that you will hear about these young people. And I want to acknowledge the county staff that were involved in putting together this event. Just raise your hand. There's a number here who really take the leadership role. And I want to just acknowledge that there are some representatives of some elected offices here today. So don't applaud to the end. Magdalena Olvera from Congressman Mark DeSaulniers' office, Dina Sanchez from Assemblymember Tim Grayson's office, Caitlin Keyshawn from Assemblymember Rebecca Bauer-Cahan, and I know certificates have been provided by Senator Glazer's office. Is there anybody else here that I missed? Okay, and then of course there's representatives from all of our offices. So we've held this event for nearly 30 years, and it's to recognize Cesar Chavez's legacy of fighting injustice and improving the lives of others. And we had two quotes from him this morning for our board meeting, two of my favorite quotes. One is, the fight is never about grapes or lettuce, it's always about people. Right? I mean, even though the grape boycott was very visible and people thought about that boycott, it was about the people who were working in the fields. And his other quote that we had on our agenda, we cannot seek achievement for ourselves and forget about progress and prosperity for our community. And I know there are many of you here today who do this work, who work every day to make our community better. And I know various things inspire us to act. And I know I talk to many people who feel that Cesar Chavez's work and legacy inspired them to act. And then, as I say, we are going to hear some great activism by young people. And today's theme is really meant to be positive. It's hope and healing. And I think recognizing the many impacts and scars that happened that were left by the pandemic, because the pandemic exposed many of the disparities that we know exist in our community and in our nation. We wanted to understand that that hard work can lead to hope and healing. And my colleagues will be joining me later as we announce the Youth Hall of Fame awards to 10 students. And we will be hearing more music and dance performances. So with that, we have another performance by Mariachi Monumental performing De Colores.
De colores se viste Por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Canta el gallo con el kiri, 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 kiri. La gallina con el cara, 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 cara. Los polluelos con el pío, 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 pío. Por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí.
So we keep moving this back and forth because we want you to see them and not this podium. Good. So I have the honor of introducing our keynote speaker, and I always believe it's important for you to look at the keynote speaker while we are introducing her. So I'm going to ask Genoveva Garcia Calloway to come up. You can give her a hand. Stand here. And I feel honored to introduce Genoveva because I've had the chance to work with her, with you, for several decades. An amazing leader in West Contra Costa County and really throughout Contra Costa County. She's amazing, and you will hear that. But I have some notes about her background. So Genoveva is one of 14 children raised by immigrant parents from Mexico. She was the first to leave her home in El Paso in 1968 at 18 years old to come to California to attend college. She has a lot of firsts. She was the first in her family to attend college, receiving an AA degree from our own Contra Costa Community College in Chicano Studies. She received a bachelor's in psychology from Mills College and a master's in social work from UC Berkeley. Go Bears. She's been retired, well, not sort of, retired for the past 8 years from Contra, unpaid now, right. She's doing she's not retired from community work, that's for sure. She's retired for the last 8 years from Contra Costa County after 35 years of amazing public service. She worked for 35 years as a mental health professional working for our Behavioral Health Services Department. That work is really amazing work. She also, she was program manager that's right, and worked for Clinica de la Raza in Oakland for 5 years as a therapist, right? She's done so much in the community with community-based organizations, and she's founded a few of them. She was a co-founder in 1982 of Familias Unidas Counseling Center, which is based in Richmond. She's a co-founder in 2002 of Concilio Latino. She's been a volunteer co-facilitator at Richmond High School's Latina Student Circle. She served on numerous boards and advisory committees, including the San Pablo Economic Development Corporation, the League of Women Voters, United Latino Voices of Contra Costa. I know she was my appointee for a while on the Contra Costa First Five Commission. She's been on the San Pablo Citizens Oversight Committee. She was also the first Latina on the San Pablo City Council and first mayor in San Pablo, first Latina mayor. And she served for 4 terms and retired in 2018. And I can tell you that her work, went well beyond the chambers of that city council. She was out in the community. And I remember during the pandemic when we had a disparity gap in in terms of testing and vaccinating those in the Latino and African American communities. She really helped step up to help us at the county and with community-based organizations organize a major event in San Pablo that was really well attended, where she just, yes, Anna Roth, I see, is clapping. And so she has been an amazing leader in so many ways, and it's my pleasure to turn the mic over to Genoveva.
Wow. Thank you, everybody. And this is really, I mean, our Board of Supervisors really knows how to throw a celebration. The music and the dancing, it was just amazing. It really makes us want to, we're celebrating. So first of all, I'm very grateful and honored to be here with you. This celebrations and recognition is all about us and the work we do as public servants, because that's what we all are. We are public servants. I'm further honored to be sharing the celebration with all of the students being inducted into the Youth Hall of Fame today. Thank you for being involved in your communities, and we are all here to support you on your journey in becoming our future leaders of our country and the world. So this celebrations theme, oh, and I also want to recognize the past keynote speakers that are in the audience. I won't mention names because I might forget somebody. So thank you very much for being here and supporting each other. And there is one person that I really want to thank, because without that person's family, I would not even be here today. And that family is the Alicia and Francisco Lerma family, who one of their daughters is in the audience here. And if it wasn't for that family, when I was 18 years old, they hosted me and they helped finish raising me into the professional that I am now, the old person I am now. So anyway, I want to thank you. So the celebration's theme of hope and healing is so relevant to what each one of us are experiencing right now after surviving the COVID pandemic. This was a very shocking and frightful global experience that we're all slowly coming out of it. But it's not over. We're not out of it yet totally. Let us honor and remember all the loved ones that we lost, because each one of us may have lost a family member, a friend, a neighbor, a coworker. So their memories are part of our journey of our lives. Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta brought hope to farm workers during the long struggle to organize them and win the right to form a union. Cesar Chavez's legacy left us with hope in building a better world. My favorite quotes, and I had to write it, and it's in big 20 font because I can see it. So my favorite quotes from Cesar Chavez are, "The people united will never be defeated. If you want to remember me, organize. We do not need to kill or destroy to win. We are a movement that builds and not destroys." My favorite one is, "We are going to pray a lot and picket a lot." And of course, si se puede. Which brings me to my sharing of my personal reflections. Cesar was born in Arizona in 1927. My parents were born on that same years, those similar years, my mother in Zacatecas and my father in Santa Paula, California. Like Cesar and his family, my parents and their family survived the 1930s depression. Cesar and his family migrated from Texas to California and became migrant farm workers. My parents migrated to Texas during those same years. My father eventually went to work at a refinery in El Paso and became a union member. Fast forward, in 1952, Chavez was working at a lumberyard in San Jose when he became a grassroots organizer for the Community Services Organization, a Latino civil rights group. Over the next decade, he worked to register new voters, fight racism, economic discrimination, and became the national director for the Community Services Organizations, the CSO. Some of us here still remember those days. I was 2 years old then in El Paso. I want us to think about where you were. Some of you weren't even born. Your parents weren't even born. So in 1962, Cesar resigned from the CSO after other members refused to support his efforts to form a labor union for farm workers. That same year, he used his life savings to found the National Farm Workers Association in Delano, California. I was 12 years old then. Cesar and Helen married and had 8 children in California. My parents married and had 14 children in Texas. As you can see in my reflection, I see many similarities between our families, which I'm sure many of you in here do too. Both men and their wives, meaning my father and Cesar, and their wives, were determined to work towards a better life for their families and all other families. Chavez and my father knew there was power in unions, and workers would get better wages and better work conditions. 2 important themes during the farm workers movement for me were the importance of strikes and prayer. In 1965, the National Farm Workers Association launched a strike against California's grape growers alongside the Agricultural Workers Organizing Committee, a Filipino-American labor group. Even though I was only 15 years old then, and still in Texas, my father indirectly was teaching us, the children, the importance of labor strikes. The refinery he worked on went on strike, and he refused to cross the picket line as a union member. So we would go to farms and pick cotton to survive, to make it. So he stood firm with his labor union members. It was hard work, the picking cotton, as some of you might remember, might know, because you get your fingers all pricked. It was hard work, and we got instilled the value of hard work and the importance of being united with your labor brothers and sisters. The grape growers' strike lasted 5 years. During the last years of the strike, I had migrated to California to pursue the college education. Then community colleges were free. As a student, when the farm workers organizers came to Contra Costa College to recruit supporters, I and my fellow Chicano students did not hesitate to help. We organized picket lines in front of Safeway store in Richmond, which then was on the corner of McDonald Avenue and San Pablo Avenue, with picket signs and asking shoppers to boycott Safeway. And many shoppers did. That experience made us feel empowered by helping the farm workers who were responsible for us having food on our tables. We kind of clicked in our heads that, this is about us too. So that experience changed our lives and gave us a greater reason to stay in school. The grape strike and boycott ended in 1970 with the farm workers reaching a collective bargaining agreement with major grape growers that increased the workers' pay and gave them the right to unionize. In 1971, the National Workers Farmers Association and the agricultural workers united, and they formed the United Farm Workers of America, the UFW, which we all are now familiar with. I was 21 years old then, enrolled at Mills, volunteering in La Clínica La Raza, which for me I was continuing to practice my values that I had learned as a student at Contra Costa College through the farm workers' struggle. The other touching moments for me was at Chavez demonstrations and marches. There was always the Virgen de Guadalupe banners. Those we remember that. So Chavez had said, we are going to pray and picket a lot. So thanks to my mother, who also made sure that we as children went to church and prayed to the Virgen de Guadalupe to walk with us, to walk in our journey and protect us. So seeing the images at their marches, I immediately related to their journey and their faith. Chavez died in his sleep in April 23, 1993, at the age of 66. That was a very sad day for the country, for the world. By then, I was 43 years old, with 2 children, with a clinical social work profession, and I too had become a community advocate and organizer. The following year, President Biden, if we remember, awarded him a posthumous Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian award. In a sign of labor leader enduring influence, his influence continued. Barack Obama borrowed Chavez's slogan, "Si se puede," or "Yes, we can," during his successful bid for our first Black president of the United States. For me, I honor Cesar Chavez's legacy for leaving us with hope and with the determination to continue healing in our journeys towards social justice. Now it is up to us to continue this legacy and support our youth in becoming our future doctors, scientists, teachers, U.S. presidents. whatever their dreams are, as they continue on their social justice journey. Let us all together shout, "Sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede." Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. I want to personally thank Genoveva for coming and speaking for us today. You're not only a mentor, you're an incredible leader for our community. And thank you. And all others that are here as well. We need these type of mentors and leaders in our lives, and we appreciate you. Thank you. And I'd like to give a warm welcome back and introduce our Mariachi Monumental and Ballet Folclórico, Netza Colyot, and they will be performing a beautiful song called La Madrugada.
So now we get to the part of our program where we recognize young people, some of whom will be here today, some not. We will hear from them by video. I did want to mention, I failed to mention about Genoveva, is you can't go around Contra Costa and not run into someone who was mentored by Genoveva. There's been so many people who've been mentored by her. I've learned so much from you, and you've always pushed me to do more, and I appreciate that. I've learned from you. And you know, our relatively new health center, West County Health Center in San Pablo, Genoveva was on the city council and was mayor during some of that time, and really helped support the location of our West County Health Center and our mental health center in San Pablo next to the new city hall. So just wanted to acknowledge that. That is amazing, because we were searching around for a location, as you know, after we had to move out of our Richmond Health Center, and Genoveva really was a strong supporter in going to San Pablo. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. So the Youth Hall of Fame Awards are presented annually to outstanding young Contra Costa residents, and these awards were established in 1998 to recognize the commitment and service of local youth, both in their schools, in their communities, and they're really role models for others. And the nominees demonstrate exemplary service in one of 5 categories: Good Samaritan, volunteerism, teamwork, leadership, and civic engagement and perseverance. And awards are given to middle school students who have the title of Rising Star. And all of our awardees will be recognized with frame resolutions from the Board of Supervisors. So our first student, who couldn't join us, again, but we'll be seeing a little bit in the video, is Francis Kelman Lima for volunteerism. Francis is a senior at my old high school, and the high school my daughter just graduated from, El Cerrito High School, where she acts as a peer counselor and conflict mediator, and was selected as a Culture Keeper mentor. Culture Keepers are youth leaders trained in dynamic mindfulness and restorative practices who work to transform their school's culture and put an end to the school-to-prison pipeline. For the last year and a half, Francis has been a standout voice on the topic of teen dating violence. She began as a member of a school-led support group before joining Contra Costa County's Youth Against Violence Leadership Group. She also takes time to volunteer at a preschool. She specifically works with children who are living with intellectual and developmental delays. Outside of school and volunteering, she's taken a Latino psychology class and was a teaching assistant for a cognitive neuroscience class at UC Berkeley. You can tell she really wants to help others, and she does help others. So we are going to hear from her now in a video that she shared with us.
Hi, I'm Francis Kelman Lima. I also go by Lev, and I'm from El Cerrito, California. I was nominated for the Volunteerism Award by Stand for Families Free of Violence as part of their Youth Against Violence program. This program has given me the opportunity to work on campaigns against teen dating abuse, and it's been the most meaningful activity I've done in all of high school. So I just really want to thank Ron, Rachel, Maura, Will, and Luis for giving me the chance to do this work, and to Contra Costa County. Thank you.
Our next presentation, and again, we're all going to take turns. We each have a few to present. We're trying to do this efficiently. Our next presentation is to Prisha Purohit, and she is in the category of teamwork. She's a junior at San Ramon Valley High School, and she serves on the executive board for the Golden Bear Foundation and is president of the Danville chapter. The Golden Bear Foundation is a charitable organization founded by high school students that helps provide care to economically disadvantaged persons through charitable giving. She worked alongside other members to organize clothing and school supply drives for local families in need. Prisha supports other students at her school as a peer tutor. She provides a reassuring voice to students who start the year late. She helps them catch up with their classmates. She's created a school club for lovers of tea and philosophy. I think those seem to go together. Prisha has also created a school club. Oh, that's the one for tea and philosophy. She also, so the name of this club, which I find interesting, is, I'm going to get this right, Philosophy. Philosottea, right, if you wondered. And members meet over lunch and are encouraged to sample new teas and discuss philosophical ideas, concepts, and media. Outside of school, she volunteers at her local library, at the Teen Advisory Club. And as a teen advisor, she works with library staff to develop teen programs, expand the young adult collections, and improve services that the library offers to teens. Again, she was not able to join us, and we are going to hear about her we have no video. So some of them were able to do it, John, some not. And it is a school week, so please give a hand. The last presentation I will make is to Anayeli Caldera. And is she here? I don't know. Pardon? It's a video. Okay, thanks. We have a coaching off on the side helping me out here. Yes. So she is the honoree in the Award for Perseverance. Anayeli has been described as a fighter. She has not had an easy path in her young life. And often our early experiences in life shape us as who we are and affect what we do. Through her encounters growing up, she decided early on to see herself through adversity and was determined to be successful. She's in her senior year at Liberty High in Brentwood and will be the first in her family to attend college. She's also the first in her family to play a competitive sport. She runs track on Liberty High's team and always looks forward to training with her teammates. She continues to push herself to do her best when she's out on the track for both her and her teammates, and participating and playing a sport she recognizes is a privilege not lost on her. And she recognizes that not all young people have the opportunity to do this. Anayeli can often be found spending her extra time in school clubs and sports as she works to help support herself through college with a track scholarship. In addition to her love for track, her favorite subject is English, and her goal is to be a lawyer, and she notes that the reading comprehension and critical thinking skills that she learns in English will be invaluable to her future career path. As someone who formerly ran track and used to be a lawyer, English was helpful, but more important was the people skills and working with other people. And the teamwork in track was really part of that. She also understands the power of being a role model to her younger sister, and she strives to show her sister that you can achieve anything that you set your mind on. We do have a video.
I would like to thank the Youth Hall of Fame Awards organization for allowing me to receive this award under Perseverance. It really means a lot to me as being a young teenager who's survived through a lot, PTSD, depression, sexual assault, just pushing through that and getting through school and doing track. It's been a lot, but as a young teen and just being recognized for it means a lot. It means that everything that I've ever been through has paid off, and continuing to fight and through everything and through all the PTSD and the depression and all that, just it means a lot to me. So thank you.
So again, those three individuals all represent the best, I think, in what we have in our community in young people. And I'm now going to turn it over to my colleague, Supervisor Candace Anderson, for her presentations.
Well, good morning, everybody. For the few minutes that it's still morning, it is my honor to present the Leadership and Civic Engagement Award to Anae Pont. Anae is an 11th grader at Athenian School in Danville, and from the start, it was abundantly clear that she had a keen interest in being engaged in his community. Anae is a natural leader amongst his peers and inspires others with his energy, tenacity to do good in his community. On Election Day in 2022, Anae volunteered to be a poll watcher in Contra Costa County, and his engagement only gained momentum since. With a keen interest in getting more young people involved in what's happening in their community, he developed an app called Q-Rated to keep his peers up to date on local events. And along with his app, Anae is planning a TEDx talk to promote the app to students around the Bay Area. And additionally, he is going to be hosting a youth TEDx forum at Athenian School to encourage his young peers to learn the importance of civic engagement at the local level. And we do have a video from Anae that he has submitted.
Hi, my name is Anae Pont. I'm a junior at the Athenian School in Danville, California, and I'm honored to receive the Contra Costa Youth Hall of Fame Award for Leadership and Civic Engagement. I'd like to thank Mr. Ashton Richards of the Branson School for nominating me for this award. I'd also like to thank the board for selecting me for this award. And finally, I'd like to thank my family as well. Thank you.
Very well spoken, young man. Okay, next I am pleased to present an award for Good Samaritan to Aria Capelli. She is the co-founder of a nonprofit called Meaningful Teens, and this is something that connects teens with volunteer opportunities where they can truly make a difference. Meaningful Teens offers a literacy and a math platform. And she created this during the time of COVID-19, her compassion to help the underserved, to lead a group of young people from very diverse backgrounds to reach a common goal, and this has been quite remarkable. So fueled by this passion to meet the needs of others, Aria saw opportunities for long-distance learning modality, even as others viewed this as a very challenging time with many limitations. She recognized the hardships and life challenges that low-income families and immigrants face, and so she brought her vision of bringing literacy and math instruction over a Zoom one-on-one platform to reality by starting to tutor underserved students in low-income housing, immigrants, and refugee communities. And to ensure the quality of the lesson, she recruited credentialed teachers to roam the breakout rooms where Aria aided anyone who needed help and provided some on-the-spot solutions to problems. Now, this is quite amazing. Over the past 3 years, Meaningful Teens has grown from just a small project at Athenian School with 4 friends to a huge success with over 1,900 high school and college volunteer tutors from around the United States, with almost 1,500 students worldwide who are learning from these tutors. She will be entering her senior year at Athenian School, and we're now going to hear a little from Aria.
Hi, my name is Aria Capelli. I'm a junior at the Athenian School in Danville, California. I'm also one of the founders of Meaningful Teens. I would like to begin this by thanking the Contra Costa County Board of Supervisors, especially Supervisor Carlson, for awarding me with this immense honor. I would also like to extend my appreciation to Mrs. Beverly Jukoff, a retired teacher from the Mount Diablo School District, who has served as an advisor to Meaningful Teens and nominated me for the Good Samaritan Award. Meaningful Teens began as a way to honor the challenges that my own family has faced through their educational journeys. My father grew up in the Alfred E. Smith housing projects in New York City, and my mom migrated to the United States when she was just 12 years old. Because of their experiences, I have seen firsthand the life challenges and hardships that many low-income communities and immigrants face. The program began as a class to teach English to senior citizens, but has since then evolved into an online platform that works with underserved students struggling due to the pandemic and its challenges. In our past 3 years, we have grown to have almost 2,000 volunteers serving 1,500 students in the United States and globally as well. The program successes are in large part due to the volunteers that have dedicated their time and energy into this program, as well as the Meaningful Teen students and their unwavering belief. They have pushed me to continue to grow this program, and I am receiving this award because of them.
And now we're going to move into our Rising Stars Awards. And as John mentioned, this is for some of our younger teens who are really making a difference. And so our first Rising Star Award is going to Mackenzie Lee Foster for volunteerism. Mackenzie is homeschooled, and she apparently is a straight A, 6th grade student. And Mackenzie, are you here today? Oh, come on up and stand next to me while I talk a little bit about you, because you are truly remarkable. Mackenzie is really, really amazing. She embodies what she writes about. She has published 2 books, which she has brought with us as well today. Isn't that amazing? And so her books, Kicking It with Kenzie, What's Meant for Me Will Be, and Kicking It with Kenzie, Luckily My Luck Is Me, and Seeing Me is Believing Me. And is that another one that's getting ready to be published, or one of your earlier books?
It is almost done. It's just being published to be on an act to be turned into a book.
Okay, so she's got the 2 already in print, 1 more on the way, it's coming. Now, she has partnered with First 5 of California. She's visited over 20 classrooms, as well as UCSF's Children's Hospital. She visits with the children, reads her books to them, sharing how important it is to foster a love of reading and encourage them to follow their dreams. And with each visit, she donates copies of her own book and encourages kids to start creating their own stories. Mackenzie, we are going to turn the microphone to you, and we want you, thank you for being an amazing example to others, sharing your talents, your creativity to really make a difference. And it looks like we've got your proclamation award, so I'm gonna invite up John and Diane. If you want to come up, we're gonna present this to Mackenzie. We're going to let you say a few words. I want to make just a couple of remarks. We'd love to hear from you. Okay.
So first off, as the nice lady said, my name is Mackenzie, and I am the founder of the Kicking It with Kenzie series. And I have already made 2 books, and one is, well, I would say it's about to be released, but it's kind of like in the middle semi kind of thing. But yeah. So I want to thank my mom for always believing in me and being my personal Uber driver through all my exciting adventures. And I would like to thank my teacher, Miss Mail, for always supporting me and nominating me for this amazing award. And I would also like to thank the committee for giving me this amazing opportunity, and all the kids that are going to be representing all their awards today, and the amazing talents they have shown the world and made the world a better place thanks to them. Thanks to the programs like this one that hears our voices, we now have partners and allies to help us make changes in the society that for many years have taught children that they should be seen and not heard. I hope to work with you all to continue to bring Kicking It with Kenzie into classrooms, libraries, and programs around the country to encourage children to believe in themselves, follow their dreams, and to love reading. I want to end with a quote that I feel rings true in so many ways. And a kid and a child will lead them. All the award recipients today saw a need for change, a way to fix it, and took the reins to lead the way to bring about those changes. Thanks to you all again for this incredible honor. Here's to us kids making more changes into a better community across the country. Do not hit the mic.
And the next award and the last award that I will be presenting today is to another one of our rising stars, and this is Zihan Cherry Chu. And Zihan, are you here? Come on up, Zihan. And am I saying your name right? Is it Zihan or Zihan? Okay, and so she is an 8th grader at Adams Middle School in Brentwood, so Supervisor Burgess's district, and she has been volunteering with NAMI Contra Costa. And we've got Gigi Crowder here, our NAMI Executive Director, for over 4 years. So you started when you were in the 4th grade, and you've been apparently invaluable to this organization. Cherry is passionate, and do you go by Cherry more than Zihan? Okay, so I'm going to call you Cherry then. Cherry, she is apparently passionate about building mental health friendly communities, works to eliminate mental health stigma and discrimination. She is non-judgmental, recognizes love and compassion should be shown to those impacted by mental health challenges. She is part of NAMI's outreach team and provides services and supplies for those who are unsheltered. She helps distribute food, personal hygiene products, and aids with their pets as well, which is something that people don't always think about for our unsheltered. She has been a presenter at NAMI Contra Costa's suicide prevention events, advocates for youth mental health in all of her activities. And while you are extremely warm-hearted, happy child, this has been shared that you've also experienced your own challenges. You came here from China when she was 7 years old, and adapting, as any of us can imagine, to such an unfamiliar environment, language barriers, cultural differences were very challenging. She experienced bullying, something we do not want to ever see in any of our schools, but got through this with great bravery, with strength, through her optimism, and through, I know, strong support from her family as well. She does not want others to experience what she did and makes it a point to welcome new students and take initiative to introduce them to their new school. And so this time we're going to present to you your award and then have you make some remarks to us. So congratulations, Cherry.
Okay. Hi, everyone. 大家好. I am Cherry Cho, an 8th grade student at Adams Middle School in Brentwood and the youngest volunteer at NAMI Contra Costa. I would like to thank the Board of Supervisors for giving me the Rising Star Award. I'm very thankful for this recognition and the nomination from NAMI Contra Costa and Miss Gigi Crowder. I came to America in 2016. At that time, I found out everything was different from what I knew in China. I also experienced repeated bullying during my elementary school period due to my new immigrant background and my language difficulties. At that time, the experience brought my self-confidence down. I felt I was not accepted, but I never thought of giving up. I tried my very hardest to adapt to the environment, learning about the language, culture, and traditions here. In 2019, I started doing volunteer work with my mom at NAMI Contra Costa, where I felt included, loved, and welcomed. In NAMI, I participated in many activities and events such as helping the homeless, fundraising events, advocacy for suicide prevention, and social justice. My experience with NAMI taught me a lot of skills such as the importance of mutual support, self-care, and advocacy for people's rights and needs. It taught me ways to look out for my peers if they are struggling with mental health and potentially preventing them from doing something that they will regret later. The suicide tragedies that happened in my school made me realize people should pay more attention to youth mental health. And the bullying I went through also made me an open-minded and inclusive person. I don't want what happened to me to happen to others at schools, so as a teenager, I can provide support to my peers and with the knowledge and experience I learned from NAMI Contra Costa. In my school, I actively participated in various activities that can promote inclusiveness and health. I was one of the facilitators in A Day of Understanding, which is an event about the importance of inclusiveness and mutual respect. I also represented the school in joining a Teens Tackle Tobacco conference at UC Berkeley. I plan to share from what I learned at the events to parents and students to help them see people's differences and embrace those differences, staying away from drugs and living a healthy life. I'm looking forward to my high school years. There I can participate and join the NAMI in Campus program and contribute more to the school and community. My dream is world peace, and everyone, no matter their race or any background, can be treated equally, and we can live in a society that is filled with love and kindness. I express my dreams in my drawings and posters in Brentwood City Hall and the local community center. I hope my dreams will come true. I also hope the school system could pay more attention to students' mental health, educate students and parents about the signs of mental illness, and provide support promptly and in a cultural, responsive way in the future. Thanks again to the Board of Supervisors and NAMI CC, and to my parents and to everyone who extend their support to me. I will keep doing my best. Thank you. 谢谢大家.
Good afternoon. My name is Diane Burgess, District 3 County Supervisor. Today's theme is hope and healing. And as we heard about Cesar Chavez and the hope and healing that he promoted, it's very fitting that we see these young people that are doing their part in hope and healing. A lot of these kids come from challenging situations, and I've always said, when you come from a challenging situation and you turn around and try to help someone, you're a hero. So I want to acknowledge that. Today, it's my honor to present the Rising Star Award in Perseverance to Jared E. Clark, who is here with us. Are you here, Jared? There you are. Come on up here. I'm going to talk about you. Jared attends Black Diamond Middle School in Antioch, where he holds a 4.0 GPA. And he will be graduating with his 8th grade class at the end of the school year. He is a self-motivated person who is determined, outgoing, intelligent, and a stand-up scholar. Do people talk about you like this all the time? Yes, they do. He takes initiative to work on his assignments as well as his extracurricular activities, which include volunteering with local nonprofits and playing volleyball. At 2 years of age, Jared was the victim of child neglect and diagnosed with behavioral challenges. And after tragically losing his parents to domestic violence, he entered the foster care system. Today, he faces obstacles head-on, remains focused and determined to overcome barriers. His perseverance at just 14 years old clearly shows he has a bright future ahead of him. And just like I said, when you've been through hard things and you turn around and try to make a difference, that's heroic. So not only are you smart and kind, but you're a hero. Jared, I'm really happy to have you speak. Because I'm kind of short. You're a lot taller than me.
Hello, everybody. I would like to thank you and the Board of Supervisors for giving me this award. My name is Jared Clark. As you know, I'm an 8th grader at Black Diamond Middle School. I always try my best on my assignments and always push through any challenges that come my way. As you guys know, I lost my father at a very young age. I still miss him to this day. I'm not in much contact with my mother, but I try to be. And it sometimes is hard. I barely see my little brother, never met my sister really, and I hope to someday. And I would just like to thank you all again. And I'm honored to be here. I really am. And thank you guys.
I will now present the Rising Star Award in Leadership and Civic Engagement to Carter Considine. And on my notes, it says I'll have a video, so I'm not going to invite him up. Carter is a 9th grade student from Lafayette and has started 3 organizations: Teen Art Market, Meaningful Teen, and Human. When Carter started Teen Art Market, it was inspired by local youth artists needing to promote their work. Teen Art Market is an online platform that allows teen artists to share their work and connect directly with art enthusiasts, buyers, and other artists. Carter also co-founded an online nonprofit called Meaningful Teens during the pandemic. Unable to continue the weekly in-person English language learners tutoring program at the Senior Center in Walnut Creek, it became virtual. Since then, the program includes 1,800 plus youth tutors and 800 students. Tutors are paired up with other nonprofits and educational institutions serving low-income communities. Today, Carter is starting an app, Human, linking people with different perspectives to come into the community by identifying commonalities. This app works with a wrist device that lights up when people nearby have certain commonalities expected to be available on the Apple app very soon. We will now hear from Carter by way of video.
Hello, my name is Carter Considine, and I am very excited to receive the Youth Hall of Fame Award for Rising Star Leadership and Civic Engagement. It is a great honor, and I would like to thank the Contra Costa County Board of Supervisors and the very thoughtful friend and neighbor who nominated me, David Cogleiser, and my family. I wish I could be there for the Cesar Chavez celebration. I thank you again very much for this wonderful award.
It's now my great pleasure to award our youngest award winner ever. And having a name that can be pronounced in many ways, I'm going to try. And I was coached by another person that has a last name that's hard to say properly, to read, and this is the big test. I see a lot of expectation here. Her name is Gianna Baglieri. Is that close? Baglieri. Okay, well, I'm Burgess, and it's Burgess all the time, so, So you don't look too upset with me, but Gianna, will you join me? Come on up. And since we're both short, we're going to kind of stand to the side. Here, scoot over just a little bit. Here, you can go right here. And then I'm going to hand this to you. Let's see here. Gianna is going to receive the Rising Star Award for Good Samaritan. Gianna is in 3rd grade, right? She's a student at Rio Vista Elementary School, and according to those who know her, Gianna demonstrates excellent problem-solving skills and leadership for such a young age. She is a kind friend and cares for others. She does not want anyone to ever feel alone. So she makes it a priority to befriend new students and encourages her peers to do the same. This helps foster a culture at school that is kind and inclusive and thoughtful of others. We're so happy to have Gianna and her family here. And so I'm going to ask, do you want your parents to come up with the picture too, or just us? Everybody? Okay, come on up, and we're going to take a picture, and then you get to speak, okay? I'm gonna put you out front there, and then I'm gonna have mom and dad over here. And you know what? The magic of spinning.
There we go.
My fault. stand back here? You do? Okay. All right. I'm going to hand you this, and I'll hold this for you. I'm going to let you hold it. That way it's a little easier.
Hello, my name is Gianna Baglieri, and I'm very honored to receive this award. I would like to thank my parents for always encouraging me to be a kind person and to do the right thing. That's why I chose to be a part of the Student Council and hope to be President of the United States one day. I also want to thank Cesar Chavez for paving the way for someone like me to never give up and fight for what's right. Thank you. And also, si se puede.
That's a tough number to follow up with. Si se puede. So I want to thank and honor everyone that on the committee, as well as John. Thank you so much for being a chair. I know there's very little times we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And our final number, we have Mariachi Monumental and also Ballet Folclórico, Netza Coyot. And they will be performing El Jarabe Tapatío.
I don't know how long they can hold that pose, but how about one more round of applause for Mariachi Monumental and Ballet Folclórico Netza Coyoto. Thank you all very much. So to put on, I hope everyone enjoyed and was inspired by today's proceedings. It takes Thank you. It takes a large group of people working together to put on something that's this memorable, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge all the hard work of the team of people that organized today's events. So first, it takes some funding, and that comes from the Board of Supervisors, as well as from the Contra Costa Health Services Department, and two trade unions that represent some of our employees, IFPTE Local 21 and Ask Me Local 1. In addition, we had we wanted to acknowledge the work of other contributors, Los Panchos Restaurant, which you will get to enjoy immediately following this event. The flowers were by Char's Flowers. All the graphic design for the event was performed by Andrea Bivens with the Health Services Department. She did an amazing job. Visual support, a lot of work went into this by the county's own television station, CCTV. And our own David Frazier from Supervisorial District 5 does the photography this year and every year. And then the organizing committee themselves include, and they're all wearing red today, so if you see many others in the audience wearing red, but if you see someone who has a red tie or a red jacket, that's probably because they're on the organizing committee. So Alicia Nichols from the Office of the District 3 Supervisor, Arturo Castillo from Animal Services, Erin Mendez, who is retired but is really the spark plug for this event. And she's not here today, but this would not have happened without Erin's contributions over many, many years. Thank you. She deserves that special recognition. She worked until last week with the Office of the Clerk Recorder. And then next year's chairs are here as well, and we'll take this over next year. Asa Emin Kraus and Israel Carrero with the Probation Department. Thank you. Graciela Lerma with the Public Defender. Lizette, thank you, they all deserve a round. Lizette Davis, Glenn Kimball, and Christy Jordan with the Office of Communications and Media. I'm not good with the mic. Jennifer Kwalik, Office of the District 2 Supervisor. Leah Bristol, Office of the District 4 Supervisor, who deserves a special commendation because she's leads the team that puts on the Youth Hall of Fame Awards, and that's a major undertaking, and great job, Leah. Lorena Barajas and Teresa Gonzalez, also with the Health Services Department. Thank you. Sonia Bustamante with Office of District 1 Supervisor. And then the Department of Conservation and Development, where I work, as well as Trish Dominguez, who's been part of this committee for 20 years. So thank you very much. We hope you enjoyed the program. I'm going to turn it back over to Supervisor Joya.
Thank you, John. This really is such a great employee-led event, and we really do thank them for all of the years that this has gone on. So how do you feel? Feel great? Inspired? What other words? What other words? Inspired? What did you say? Yeah, okay, yes. I have to say, the videos were great, but isn't it so much better hearing from the young people in person? Where you get to really feel their energy. You know, before the pandemic, the chambers would be filled up. So hopefully we'll get back to that. I know many people watched from home as well, but they're not going to get the food like you are. So tell your friends that come in person next year. And you know, you can be involved in nominating young people next year. So the more nominations we get, the better. And I just want to close with this thought. Did you notice in the case really of each of the awardees, there was always family involved. And I think that's such a testament to the importance of our family and our friends. And so I want to give recognition to all the family members here today that have helped support and raise all these amazing young people. So give it up for the families. And I'm sure in many cases it was community as well. It takes a village, and we heard about that from a number of the awardees about, you know, the inspiration they get from their community, from their school, and of course we recognize the inspiration and legacy of Cesar Chavez. That's what this is about. And I just, you know, when this event started for the Youth Hall of Fame, it was Congressman DeSaulnier, when he was on our Board of Supervisors, it was his idea to add the Youth Hall of Fame to this event. And I think it has really added to it and made it real. So thank you for coming, and enjoy some wonderful food.